today's video. Today I'm doing my second makeup graveyard video. I'm basically just decluttering my makeup collection. I will link my first video I did on the screen. I think it's on this side. I decluttered my foundations and primers, face primers. So if you haven't seen that one, you can watch that now or after this. Today I'm decluttering my powdered face products. So I've got bronzers, blushes and highlighters. I kind of just merged them all into one video because I don't have tons of bronzers or highlighters. I've got mostly blush, so I thought I'd just kind of talk about them all at the same time. If you're wondering what my jumper says, it just says #NoMakeupDay. It's my Lily and Anna jumper, Lily Pebbles and Anna, the Anna edit. So I ordered this. I like wearing it ironically because obviously it's not a no makeup day, but I didn't have much makeup on before I did this for this video. So I'm just going to start talking through my collection and what I'm getting rid of. So in these videos I basically just go through, you would have seen it at the start of this video, I go through all of my collection of whatever section of makeup I'm going through that time. I take it all out, I have a look at it all. So I'm kind of just deciding out of that collection what I actually want and use and I want to keep, and then everything else I'm going to give away or throw away if it's kind of old. So I'm going to start with highlighters, I think. I'm not going to talk about every single product, I'm just kind of picking out favourites and then mentioning some of the stuff I'm getting rid of. I don't have too many highlighters, I have a few palettes. This is just kind of single powdered products. I'm not getting rid of many, I think I'm actually only getting rid of 2. So I'll talk about those first. I've got this duo from Bourjois. I used to love this, it's their bronzer and highlighter duo, and this was like one of the first highlighters I ever really used. It's very, very subtle, so if you're kind of a beginner with highlighter then you might like this, but really it doesn't have much colour payoff at all. You have to kind of build it up, it's very natural. It's still got the chocolatey smell. They have a version of this which is just the bronzer, but even the bronzer is quite sheer. You kind of have to build it up as well. And I haven't used this for ages and ages, so I thought it's probably best just to get rid of it. But it used to be an old favourite of mine, but I really don't reach for it anymore, and I've had it for a good few years now, so I'm going to throw this one away. The other highlighter I'm also going to get rid of is this Sun-Kissed Shimmer Dust Brush. I got this, I think, in a pink parcel subscription box. I did a video on that subscription service recently as well, so I'll link that as well. But this is just so awkward. The colour of it is kind of this gold shade, you can see it in there, it's like a loose powder, and it's kind of too dark for my skin tone. It might look nicer on darker skin tones, but basically the product is quite awkward to use because you press this on the top, it's like a button, and then it all comes out on this brush on the bottom, and I find that you just can't really control it. And it's just a little bit messy, so I didn't really want to keep this. I really don't think I'm going to use it too much, so I'm getting rid of this one as well. So this is all I'm left with. I've just got 6 highlighters. I have quite a few cream highlighters and I have some other highlighters in palettes. So this isn't my whole collection, but these are just the single ones I have which I'm keeping for the moment. I'll mention my 3 favourites. I've got MAC Lightscapade, which is this shade here. I have it on today and I find that it's great just for fair skin. It's really pretty. Definitely would recommend this one, so I'm definitely keeping that. It's probably one of my most used. And then I also really love these 2. They're both minis, but I mean, I'm never going to get through these probably. This is Laura Mercier. It's their Matte Baked Radiance Powder in 01, and it's such a gorgeous shade. I've worn this in a lot of my videos. I wear this quite often as well. It's really, really pretty. And then I also have the Becca Pressed Shimmering Skin Perfector in Opal. I think if I was going to buy another highlighter, I definitely want to try Moonstone from Becca. This is just a mini, it came in like a set, and I love this one as well. It's such a gorgeous powder. So I've got 6 highlighters there and I got rid of 2. So that's pretty good. I was never going to get rid of many highlighters because obviously I don't have too many in the first place. Okay, I'm going to talk next about bronzer. Let me just talk through a few of my favourites first. I of course have to mention the Makeup Revolution Ultra Bronze. This is my favourite bronzer by far. I love it. I love how big the pan is. It's only £3. I've mentioned it so many times, so I don't want to talk about it too much, but this is my favourite bronzer. Was obviously going to keep this. I pretty much use this every day, especially if I don't want to think. I just grab this first. I'm keeping this as well. This is the Sleek Face Form Contouring and Blush Palette, and I have it in the shade Light. I haven't actually used this for a long time, but I didn't want to get rid of it because I do really like this contour bronzer shade. I don't get too much use out of the highlight or the blush so much, but I really like the bronzer. I think I'm going to hold on to this one for now, and if I don't use it in the next few months, then I might actually get rid of it, because I have had it for a really long time, but it is a gorgeous kind of palette, and I really do like it. I've also got the Essence Light Up Your Face Luminizer palette. I got this in a subscription box recently, so I'm definitely going to hold on to this one. I like this bronzer shade again, and the highlighter and blush are really pretty as well in here. And then another Essence product, this is their Mosaic Compact Powder. I have it in the shade Sunkissed Beauty. I really do like this as well. I haven't got too much use out of it recently, but I think it's going to be a really good one for the summer. It has a slight shimmer to it, but it's just a really pretty shade, and again, very good for fair skin. You probably won't be able to see that too much, but I think it's really pretty and can kind of just give you that subtle glow. I'm getting rid of this. This is from Maybelline. It's their Master Sculpt palette. I don't reach for this. I do really like the contour shade. It's very fair, so if you have fair skin, this might work for you. But I find that it's almost a bit too sheer, and I don't really reach for it, and I have other contour shades that I would prefer to use over this one, so I kind of don't really need this. I might pass this on to someone else, but I just thought I just didn't need to hold on to it, so I'm going to get rid of that. I am holding on to the L'Oreal kind of similar product. It's the bronzer and highlighter, and this one I just haven't really tried out too much, so I'm going to kind of give it a go, see if I like it, and if I don't use it, then I might get rid of this one too. Those are just a few of the bronzers I'm keeping. I really didn't have too many. I'm keeping about 7 and getting rid of a couple. I have the Soap & Glory Solar Powder. This is one of those products which I really, really wanted to try, and then when I finally got it, it just didn't really blow me away, and I didn't reach for it or use it at all really. So I just found that it wasn't really for me. So I'm going to get rid of this. I know loads of people love it or did love it in the past, but it's just not something I really fell in love with. I'm not really sure why, but I just really never used it. It does actually look pretty, but I just don't need it. I'm going to get rid of that one. And then also this, I did actually use this in a tutorial recently, but I find that, again, I just don't reach for it too much. This is the Balm Bahama Mama, and I've used it a decent amount, but I just find the shade isn't the best for my skin tone. It is quite dark, it's quite cool toned. I think it's maybe just a shade too dark. It's this top one here. I don't reach for it again, and I think I don't really need it in my collection, so I'm trying to be a bit ruthless, a bit strong, and getting rid of this as well. When it came to blush, this was definitely a bit harder. I think with blush, there's obviously a lot more room for variety in the colour, because obviously you've got lots of different shades of blush. So I definitely have a lot more blushes than I have bronzers or highlighters, and I haven't actually really branched out too much in blush. There's still tons I would like to try, loads of different brands I'd like to try, but I'm going to mention a couple of my favourites and then a few I'm getting rid of. One of my all-time favourites is definitely Benefit Dallas. This is a really gorgeous shade. It's just this really pretty neutral colour. I find that it's particularly good in autumn and winter because it just gives you that really gorgeous flush on your cheeks. I think it almost looks darker in the pan than it actually is, but it definitely gives you a good amount of colour. You can definitely tell you're wearing blush, and I really like this, so I was definitely going to hold on to this one. I have 2 MAC blushes which I'm holding on to. I use this one so often. This is Tenderling, and it's just kind of that perfect peachy pink shade, which I just find is so easy, goes with everything, looks very natural. It just gives a little wash of colour on the cheeks. And I also have Blush Baby, which is a little bit more pink. I don't use this one as much, but these are my only 2 MAC blushes, so I didn't want to get rid of either of these. Some other favourites are from the Balm. I have Frappe Boy here, which I love. I find that this is so unique. I don't find this like any of my other blushes. It's very pigmented, but also very easy to blend out. It's a really pretty peachy pink shade. I really like that one. This is definitely one of my favourites. And I have Down Boy as well from the Balm. This one is more purple. I don't find I wear this as often. It's not as kind of universal, but I do really like the formula of these, so I held on to this one as well. Some other favourites of mine are definitely the sleek blushes as well. I have 3 of these that I'm keeping. So 2 of my favourites are Pixie Pink, which is this gorgeous bubblegum pink. I love this. I think it's great for especially spring and summer. It just gives this really like pretty, kind of cute baby pink flush to the cheeks. And then I also really love Life's a Peach. These are very statement colours. If you want a peach blush, then this is pure peach, and I love this one as well. So I'm keeping those. I would definitely recommend these. They're such a good price and so much pigmentation and beautiful colours as well. I'm actually getting rid of one Sleek blush. This is Suede, and I just don't use this. I think the shade isn't just something I really reach for. It's just, it's almost a bronzer shade on me more than a blush, and I just don't reach for this one, so I thought I would pass this on to someone else, I think. So I'm going to get rid of that one. Even though I love the formula, I love Sleek blushes, this one I just don't use. I've got two of the MaxFactor Cream Puff blushes. I've got Nude Mauve. I have this one on today actually. I only got this recently, so I'm keeping that one. And then I've also got this one, which is a bit more of a statement. This is Gorgeous Berries. So I love these. I'm going to keep both of these. So those are just a few of my favourite blushes. There's a bit of a theme here. I've got 4 loose powder blushes which I'm getting rid of because I don't use them. I find them messy, and I figured I've had them in my collection for a long time. I've never really reached for them, so there isn't too much point in keeping them. But 2 here from Bare Minerals. One's in Beauty and one's in First Class. So I'm getting rid of both of those. And then I have a Bella Pierre blush and a Nicka K blush, which I got in a beauty box. And again, just don't really reach for them, so I thought I'd just get rid of those. I'm getting rid of 8 blushes altogether, which isn't too many, but it definitely cuts my collection down quite a bit. I'm still keeping around 24 blushes, but that's a quarter that I've gotten rid of, so I'm pretty happy. Overall, this is what I'm left with in terms of bronzer and blush. I have a couple of things on my desk which I use very, very regularly, so I haven't put them in here. But I've managed to cut it down from 3 separate boxes, I think, into this one, and then my box of highlighters as well, so I'm really happy. I find that this is much more manageable. I'm saving so much space in my drawers back there, and I just find that I think I'm going to be able to actually use a lot of these products. As this is kind of ongoing, I'm kind of trying out things as I go, and if I find that there's other products in here which I don't use in the future, maybe in like another few months time, I'll go through it again and I'll just get rid of things and can kind of do a follow-up to this. I have found that with my foundations, I actually got rid of 1 or 2 more since I did that video because I just found I wasn't using them. I tried out the formulas, decided I didn't really like them, and decided it was best to just get rid of them. So I've definitely saved a lot of space. I've even cut that down even more than I did in my last video. So this is really working. I found it quite difficult to pick which products I was going to do after foundations, because foundations was quite easy for me in terms of just pulling them out and looking at them and knowing which ones I wanted to keep and I didn't. So it was either face products or lipsticks. So I think lipsticks is what I'm going to tackle next. I think I'm going to separate it up into like lip glosses, lipsticks, maybe liquid lipsticks, and put balms in somewhere as well. I'm not really sure, but I think that's what I need to do next because that's something I definitely have way too much of. But please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I hope you did, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!